absolutely just wonderful. We're thrilled to share it with you. It's Jaryd Pillay.
Good evening, Cape Town. How are we doing tonight? Great. It's great to be here. So I'll start with something vulnerable about myself, something that I don't like to tell people because it's embarrassing. I have two Indian parents. That's not the embarrassing part of my story. On my birth certificate, my two Indian parents, right, decided to call me Jaryd. It's not a very Indian name. Naming me Jaryd is like naming a white boy Pradeep. It doesn't make any sense. Naming me Jaryd is like making a 100% authentic Indian curry and calling it a stew. I wish they thought about it. My dad's a very Indian man, right? My father gave me this name, very Indian man. My dad's name is Sada Sivan, strong, right? Sada! I taste masala every time I say that shit. That's Indian, right? And I was born and they decided to call me Jaryd. Jaryd sounds like that white DJ that settled to be a personal trainer. It's a douchebag name is what I'm trying to say. Jaryd sounds like that white surfer that got arrested during the first week of lockdown. That's... I just wanted to catch a wave, bro. Wrong wave, Jaryd. I have a second name. Second names are kind of unnecessary, you know, so I expected my two Indian parents to at least spice up my second name, but unfortunately, my second name is whiter than my first name. My second name is Dale. Dale. Do you know how white that name is for a dark Indian man like myself? I googled what the definition of Dale is because I wanted to know who I am, right? Do you know what a Dale is? A Dale is a valley. My name is so white, it's land. Jaryd Dale. I just moved recently, right? And I realized with the two birth names, Jaryd Dale, and living in Cape Town, I realized that real estate agents love me on paper. They even love me over the phone. It's just when I rock up in person.
Oh my word, wow, that's amazing. You're Jaryd. You sound like him. You just don't, you know it. You don't look. Anyways, the apartment's taken. It's a weird thing.
I just moved in with my girlfriend. She's white, that's how we got the apartment. Things are moving fast, we just got a puppy. The puppy's name is Bunny Chow. I think at least that way, someone at home has an Indian name, that works out. I have this theory, right? I believe whatever race you are, your dog is the same race as you. Makes sense, right? They grow up with you. This is why I think that. Have you ever met a white person's dog? Suspiciously well-mannered. They follow all the rules. And then the moment a black person walks past the gate,
I don't know what got into him, he's not usually like that. What's going on, Brucey? I don't know. He's a rescue. I don't know what he's been through. I don't know. We found him outside Orania. I don't know. We were just visiting family. Not mine, my husband's. I don't know.
I've got an Indian dog. I'm an Indian man, so I know my dog's Indian. This is how I know. Whenever I feed my dog, she doesn't eat her pellets like other dogs. She eats her pellets with her paws. And she always uses her right paw. She's a good charo girl. When my dog's happy, her tail doesn't wag. Her head does. She does this. She doesn't bark, she negotiates. She's a good girl. Before I moved, I grew up in a very cultural place. You may have heard of it. Very cultural place. Lots of people like me. It's called Durbanville. Turns out I was the Durban in Durbanville. Who knew? Because of the right, my mom sent me to an Afrikaans primary school. Do you know what that's like at an Afrikaans primary school when you look like me? I thought Emo Adams was my real dad for years. My Afrikaans was prachtig. I know what I look like. I get the visuals. I get the similarities, right? I look like Emo Adams if he took a gap year. Trying to find himself. Start smoking weed. Barcelona's. I was at this Afrikaans primary school, man, and I knew my school was Afrikaans, right? I knew my school was Afrikaans because it was a part of the school uniform not to wear shoes. Kalfute! Do you know what that's like when you're the only Indian boy in Afrikaans primary school? Do you know how hairy you have to be to have hair in your toes at age 8? Other kids would be like, nice socks. That's me. So naturally I got bullied, right? That's a part of life. I'm a little older now, but I still remember my bully's name and the way he used to say it in roll call, right? His name was Jaryd Pillay. That's how he said his name at age 8. Jaryd! He was 8 years old and he already sounded like a fully grown Steve Hofmeyer. I remember what he said to me, and he called me the C word in front of people, like the worst thing you can call someone, the C word, right? I remember how he did it too. He waited for a crowd, looked at me in the eyes one day, and he said, Jaryd! Jaryd! Yay! Yay! It's a curry muncher! Curry muncher? How dare he? Man, I was so, I'll tell you why I was so angry, right? Because at age 8, I thought I was keeping the biggest secret in school. How did he know? I looked down at my fingernails, stained yellow from turmeric. Shit! He must have smelled my lunch that day. I had to defend myself, kids were watching, you know, so I put away my yellow potato curry. They said, Jan Hendrik, you are a boerewors mancha? Ah! I don't know what Afrikaans people eat. They don't invite me over. It's funny how life works out, folks. Last year I bumped into my old bully from primary school, Jan Hendrik, you know, and I saw him live jiving in person, and he was there with his boyfriend. I know! Turns out Jan Hendrik van der Merwe came out the closet and actually munches boerewors. Isn't that amazing? I'm so happy for him, man. It was sexual tension the whole time. This is the best part of the story. Jan Hendrik's boyfriend is an Indian guy. You know how that is, it was Tanya sausage all along. If it burns going in, it burns going out, am I right? He was the curry muncher. That's my time, my name's Jaryd Pillay. Good night!
This is the end of the future. Take no house, sir.